Gather around, ladies and gentlemen, because it is time for a very special bonus video on the channel. I hope you all enjoy it. What is this bonus video about, you might be asking yourself? Well, my little viewer, my precious little viewer, let me enlighten you on just what I have in store for you with this video today, shall I? It's about the methodology that I use when it comes to finding video topics and discussing the things that make me drive myself towards one topic over another, so to speak, I guess. Anyway, there is also a very special announcement at the end of this video, so you might want to stay tuned for that. But you know the drill by now. Let's get into the video itself, shall we? This is Cynical Apex Commentaries with the methodology of video creation. So, how is it that I actually decide and devise the topic that I will discuss in various videos that I have posted? The answer is actually simpler than you might have assumed. Personally, first and foremost, what I look for is, does the topic interest me? Is it something that pops out and generates my interest from not only the standpoint of the topic itself and its potential strength to actually convert into a video, but also does it have an angle that I can take that may not have been explored? Does it have a point of view that I can actually market myself off with it? What do I mean by that? Well, the answer is also simple. What I mean by a point of view that I can market myself off, or an angle that may not have been taken, or the popular road, so to speak, is that I will look at topics that people may not have actually invested themselves into, whether or not they're able to explain it correctly or articulate it, or if it's just a topic that they may not have wanted to broach upon due to various reasons, and it not being the demographic of video that they are looking at or the demographic of viewer that they are seeking. That, for me, actually drives my interest further towards the topic rather than going for the simple lowest common denominator sort of tactic and reacting to what might be popular, what might be the flavor of the month, so to speak, and what is trending or hot, if people want to use popular lingo for this sort of discussion. Now, there's nothing wrong with that at all, and if that's something that you see yourself doing, if that's something that interests you, then go ahead and do it, because there is always going to be a market for that. People are always going to look for simple entertainment and for people to react to things that might be seen as slip-ups, or just give the general consensus. That, after all, is sort of self-validation that we all look for, both as influencers and as viewers. We are looking for people to validate our opinions on a certain topic as being correct, as being what is seen as truthful and honest, or at least, at the very least, logical. After all, that's what people are desiring. As to an extent, YouTube videos can be seen as one grand debate, especially when it comes to the tea spilling or drama community, or as they want to call themselves, the commentary community. Now, as I said, I've got no problems with that, and even though I am a commentator by the very definition of the term, I'm not someone that's going to be interested in just going after tea, going after the flavor of the month, which mirrors how I am in real life. The simple reason being is, like all fads, it has a certain element to where it can be milked, and if you're not the one that gets to it first, or is within the first, let's just say, 10, 20 people, it just feels like you are regurgitating the same points, even the first 10, 20 people are. It's more like the first 2 or 3 people who are actually offering original viewpoints, with the rest just regurgitating them and everything going around in circles. It doesn't really offer any depth, and it doesn't really offer anything that piques my personal interest, which is why when I actually do these sort of discussion videos, I look at it as more of a discussion, and I look at angles where I can actually tie in certain events to situations and hopefully get you guys to see correlations and get you guys to see a viewpoint that is different, or at least I hope is different and unique to what you would otherwise get from other commentators. Of course, this isn't meant to throw shade. This is just my thought process and my methodology when it comes to looking at a video. Then, second of all, if the topic does interest me, then I will actually go out and do research. This actually is one of those things that lasts the longest when I'm actually planning a video. If you guys don't already know, I have videos planned at least 2 weeks in advance. This allows me not only time to research, but also time to actually script out what I'm going to say and articulate through words what I want to convey through these videos. Now, I know I mightn't be the best at actually doing that, but I hope at least you guys get the general gist and the general methodology behind the way I convey the verbiage I do, the way I sort of articulate my points and present them to you on the table, and pretty much say, here's what I'm thinking. If you want to discuss it, feel free to leave a comment down below. Yes, of course, comments are always going to be open for you guys to discuss the video topics, and I actually suggest that you guys do that so we can get a nice discussion going, a nice healthy debate, healthy discussion, and so I can see what your viewpoints are on certain topics, whether or not you disagree with me or whether or not you actually do agree with me on a various topic. I'm always willing to hear new viewpoints. I'm always willing to hear counterpoints to what I present, and to actually see the point of view of other people who might have knowledge of the situation or who might have suggestions on how they approach a certain topic. After all, that is what debate is meant to be. That is what conversation is meant to do. It is meant to stimulate your mind, and it is meant to present opinions in a way so that you can create discourse and have people sort of see viewpoints that they may not have otherwise been opened up to see an angle that they may not have otherwise known about. That is what I try to do via my own articulation, my own conveyance of my messages. After that comes the part for me is actually my least favorite, although it is probably the most necessary part when it comes to sort of throwing out the video and marketing it rather than just letting it rot, letting it just decay within the notepad on which my script is written, and that is creating the thumbnail of the video, or the graphics if you wish to call them that. Now, I should let you guys in on a secret. I'm not very good at graphics, and I hope you guys probably know that. Well, you absolutely will, considering that the thumbnails I show aren't necessarily what you would see as eye-popping or catching the eye. I'm the first to admit that my graphic skills are probably equivalent to that of a grade schooler, as art isn't actually what I was good at. I'm more good at writing, and I'm more good sort of at public speaking, although I do have a serious case of social anxiety, but I'll go more into how I manage that in a different video if you guys want. Feel free to let me know topics. I forgot to say that in the second part, or even the first part, but yeah, feel free to let me know topics that you guys want in videos, whether it be in the comment section or on Twitter, which I will link in the description, and I will even leave a pinned comment. I keep forgetting to do that. I should actually get better at that, honestly, but yeah, I will leave my social media link in the description, as I always do, with a link. I always forget to leave the link. and also in pinned comments, along with a description of the video. But we're sort of rambling. But back onto the sort of thumbnail topic here. Usually takes me anywhere between 15 minutes to half an hour to put together the thumbnail, depending on how I wish to convey it and what I'm trying to do with the video, as well as the images that I want that best convey or connect to the message that I will be telling within the video, as I do feel like a thumbnail to an extent should be an extension of the actual topic discussed, and sort of a way to say, hey, this is what's going to be discussed in the video. If you're interested, feel free to click on the link and view it, which of course you guys should know by now. If you didn't, then why are you on YouTube, I get. Yes, I know, these are sort of shade-throwing jokes, but you'll learn that's my sense of humor. I don't mind sort of doing those mini, sort of, if you want to call them passive-aggressive shade, that's not the intention. It's meant to just be a humorous quip or a comment that's made to sort of generate a cheap laugh. I know, not always effective and not always conveyed in the best manner, but hey, it is what it is ultimately, and I hope you guys actually understand that. Anyway, after the thumbnail is created, I actually then start to film the video with the script in front of me as I read it. However, I usually have bullet points as well that I've memorized. So even if I don't necessarily use the script, which often I do, I still have at least the gist of what I was going to say and can use the bullet points as a substitute for the entire script. Yes, I know, to some that might be robotic and you might need to memorize lines and that. However, it's almost like reading cue cards, which is something that usually takes between an hour to 3 hours, depending on whether or not I have the time to do it in one sitting, or depending on the topic itself and how much depth I feel like I need to go into and how much discourse I wish to convey in the particular video. Now, what you'll also learn is that when it comes to topics, usually the video itself will stick to the topic, but it will also tie in other topics that interest me. As I said earlier, I try to use different topics as a means to branch into the certain topic that I'm getting. It's almost like you are using a theme and then branching out to give yourself reference points and examples, which also comes into the filming process because I've got to figure out where exactly I want to place these examples and how exactly I want to structure it so that you guys keep entertainment. Me? Yeah, that's pretty much impossible. But I at least want you guys to engage with it and understand where I am coming from, using not just the references, but also the topic itself. After filming, I usually then upload it to YouTube, which is simple enough to explain, and that takes as long as YouTube desires it to. But anyway, that's just a simple outline on how I look into a video topic. Now, I'll give you an example here. For my upcoming Demystifying series, now expect the first episode, if you wish to call it that, of that series to come out tomorrow. I usually use topics I have already discussed in sort of a baseline level and then go further in, whilst other videos are simply meant to test the waters and sort of discover if you guys want a further exploration into the topic. If you guys do, then I'd always usually make sure to plan out a follow-up and put that near the front of my video queue. Which, of course, if you guys don't know at the moment, which you probably don't, but from what I said about planning videos out a month or so in advance, it's usually going to be one of the first two videos. So if I have a video planned for like a Monday particular week, the Wednesday video will more than often than not be a follow-up. But due to the poll on my Cynical Comments Twitter, it looks like we'll be going to a Monday/Friday schedule, which actually benefits me as it allows me to look more into topics and hopefully give you guys more depth and explanation, and as well as conveying my message and being able to take the time to further script and make sure that everything is articulated in the best manner that I can. Yes, that also means that maybe I can improve the quality of the thumbnail. Although, as I said, knowing my graphic skills, or in this case, lack of graphic skills, that's highly unlikely to happen, unfortunately. Although in time, it probably will if I can get around to asking people. That's something you will learn, is I usually don't like to ask people on things. Like, sure, I'll ask you guys if you guys have topics, but I don't want it to feel like I am begging you. I don't want it to feel like I need you guys to give me topics in order to make videos, because usually I have topics that I can generate myself, topics that interest me, and in turn, I hope they also interest you. However, I'm always thankful if someone comes up to me with a topic that I might have even thought about myself, or that I had seen but not necessarily had a video planned on it. So, as I said, feel free to let me know either in the comments of a particular video or on Twitter, which once again will be in the description and the pinned comment, and is at Cynical Comment, if you guys wish to follow me there. Of course, that is fully up to you. I'm not requiring you to do so, because after all, you have your free choice. You have your own free will. But this was just meant to be sort of a brief overview and a miniature insight into how I look at videos and what I look for in particular topics. But anyway, let's get on to the part that I did promise at the start, and the part that I think you guys will like the most. Anyway, next Wednesday, as I said, yes, I know we'll be going to Monday/Friday schedule, but next Wednesday there will be another bonus video to celebrate 15 subscribers. Yes, I know that's a small amount, a very minute amount in the grand scheme of things, but for me, it is actually still a milestone. After all, no matter what, a milestone will always be a milestone, whether or not it is 10, 15 subscribers, or 5, 10 million subscribers. That doesn't change what the milestone is. But it's going to be a Q&A, sort of to give you guys a bit more of depth, a bit more of analysis on who I am as a person, and hopefully connect with you guys a little bit more. As we all know, this is social media, and relationships are a key element of our climate, of this social media landscape. It's more about how you can present yourself, how personable, how relatable you can be. So that is why I decided to do a Q&A, to let you guys just ask me any questions, which will be in the community tab. I will leave a link to the post for that in this video in the corner. So if you guys click on that, as well as a link to the post on Twitter, which will be up sometime this week, hopefully, and will also be in the corner of this video if you guys want to click on it and ask any questions that you want, and I will get around to answering them for the Q&A next Wednesday. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go for now, so feel free to stay tuned, not just for the Q&A posts, but also for the next upcoming video, which of course will be tomorrow, as the new schedule of Monday and Friday videos will be in effect as of next week. But anyway, feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you so choose, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.